The Power Player Super Joystick TV game, also known as the SuperJoy 3. This is a joystick that plugs directly into your TV and lets you play up to 12,000 built-in games. Yeah, right, okay. The main controller looks like an old N64 controller. The analog stick on it, though, is actually fake. It doesn't do anything, it's just decoration. You could also plug into it a Sega Genesis-style controller into the main joystick for up to 2-player fun, and comes with a little miniature light gun with realistic gun colors. You know, in case you want to rob a store later. This baby was made in the great land of China, and like similar Chinese video game products, the creator or company is not written anywhere on the box or in the game itself. But there is a reason for that, because if you're literally going to steal Nintendo games and try to sell them, you probably don't want Nintendo to find out who you are. Now, all this really is an unauthorized collection of Nintendo games. It's a good concept I don't think Nintendo ever embraced, and I suppose these guys were just kind of filling the void. Now, it boasts 12,000 games, but actually it's more like maybe 80. Now, what they do to get 12,000 games on here is they just repeat the games. They either change the title or put a bunch of numbers and letters in the title, and there you go. Since it has a different name, it's a different game. You see how that works? Another thing they do is maybe you'll pick one of the games, for instance, like Contra, and the game will start on level 2 instead of 1. You see, it's a totally brand new game. So I guess technically they're not lying to you, I suppose. Now, it's bad enough you have all these copies, but what's worse is you use the left and right to cycle through the 12,000 listed games. So there's list after list to go through. So you might hit the right button like 50 times and pick a game. But when you exit that game you were playing, it sends you all the way back to the first game at the beginning of the list. So to get back to where you were, you have to hit the right another 50 times. It's absolutely irritating in a game full of copies. It's just terrible. And the main joystick itself is absolute garbage. The plastic on the D-pad is just so cheaply made. I started using this fresh out of the box, brand new, and the down direction barely worked. After a while, though, the down did start working. I think I might have got used to the extra pressure I had to apply, or I just kind of worked it in. But still, you know, they could have spent the extra penny for a slightly firmer plastic D-pad. I mean, come on, guys, don't be so cheap. Now, these joysticks were being sold over North America in retail stores. And when Nintendo found out about these things, they unleashed their fury. They had the FBI confiscate thousands of these joysticks from the store. The FBI was also able to track down some of the Chinese people involved in this, and they arrested them and they confiscated 60,000 of these things. I imagine they had these things destroyed, I'm not too sure, but this joystick does have kind of an interesting tale behind it. So overall, the Power Player Super Joystick 3 sucks. Now, the games themselves don't suck. I mean, they're Nintendo games. They're alright. The horrible resetting menu, the repeating games with different names, the poor quality build of the joystick. Yeah, everything else is wrong with this thing. It is such a hassle to play a game on this thing, it's almost a complete write-off. Well, not a complete write-off, there's just one thing about this. On the back of this joystick, there's a cartridge slot. Now, I haven't tried this, but apparently this is used to play Japanese Famicom games. Now, this is kind of cool. This would certainly be a reason to have an interest in this thing. So if you're desperate to get a Famicom system and you can't get a hold of an original, this could be an alternative. But other than that, the built-in games themselves, just don't bother. Just really don't bother. So there you have it, the Power Player joystick. Thanks for watching.